Good morning, YouTube. Bushcraft Woods Devil here. I want to thank you all for checking in this morning and seeing what it is I'm up to. I am out at the park practicing some skills, working on my knife handling skills and carving a tri-stick. And I'll put the link below for where to get instructions on carving a tri-stick. But I want to thank you all. I've gone over 1,000 subscribers now after several years, and I appreciate all of you that visit the channel, and especially those of you that contribute your thoughts and input. Really appreciate those of you that share knowledge and share what you know. You guys that are following my Facebook channel, Facebook page, and my YouTube channel, you guys are the devil's minions. You support my activities, and I really appreciate it. So, what am I using this morning? Well, this morning I am using the classic Buck 110, and I've had this one for several years. This is a rosewood handled model. I had two of these. I had the ebony, the black ebony wood handle one, and this rosewood one, and I gave the ebony wood one to my daughter's fiance. He had I think he said he had a Smith & Wesson knife, and I thought, I'm going to give you a buck too. I have Smith & Wesson knives, and they're fine, but a buck is really nice. These are about 8.5 inches overall length, and the blade runs probably about 3 and I think 3/8 inch length cutting edge, 3 1/4 perhaps, and then probably from tip to the bolster here is about 3.5 inches. Really, just I think about a perfect size. Roughly the size of, I'd say, a Mora Bushcraft knife, like a companion or a 511 basic. But unlike those, this has got some heft. You know, it feels good in your hand. It's got some weight. It is hollow ground. I really don't recommend batoning with this. Batoning, take an axe. You know, take an axe. Take a saw with you. Process wood with the proper tools, if at all possible. I imagine people do baton with these, but I would not wish to. The other thing I would recommend against is they have a very fine tip here, and it's easy to snap these off. A friend of mine brought me his recently, and it lost about, I don't know, over 1/4 of an inch, probably less than 1/2 an inch. He was working with a guy, and the guy asked him to lend it to him. He didn't ask why, and the guy tried to open a metal can of paint with the tip and snapped it off. It's just too fine for that, and actually I wouldn't even pop hardwood chips on a carving with this tip. Softwood like this, yeah, I think you're all right. Kind of wondered about the Buck 112, and I'd love to hear from those of you that have or have used them. They're a little bit shorter. I think the whole blade overall is just straight 3 inches, and they look a little stouter, and the tip looks not quite so fine. I have a feeling they'd be a fine user blade for Bushcraft. Now these are hollow ground, so they're very, very sharp. Even after carving all this, I can still shave some hair off my back of my hand. The beauty of it is so sharp that you don't have to use a lot of force to make your cuts. It just, you know, cuts through this material so nicely, and that's a big plus for safety, because if you're not exerting a lot of pressure, You're not going to have that awful slip and cut yourself. This is a great skill builder, doing tri-sticks like this. When you can knock out one of these without nicking yourself, you have definitely advanced your skills to a good point where you're able to stop yourself. If you sense that a cut is going to go awry and might slip, you'll catch yourself and stop right there, and this is a great way to learn that and train on that. I'm not sure about the price on these. You can look on Amazon. I think they're probably in the, well, of course with inflation right now, they might be a little more, might be in the $60 range. I think for a long time they were around $50, and I'm pretty sure you can get them at some sporting goods stores, you know, but probably your best bet's Amazon for a deal. Now, I will also say that Buck has a custom shop, and they will make these with like nickeled bolsters and stag. You can have stag scales. You can have them made up custom, but the average one that you buy, and I think they come clam packed now, they're just a good all-around knife. Hunter's been using these for decades. I think they came out in the 60s. So that's going to be today's Fun Knife Friday knife, is the Buck 110. And yeah, it's a good blade. I think, you know, it's probably a better choice for Bushcraft would be a flat ground folder, but if you're careful and you don't exceed this knife's abilities, it'll work fine. And I say that because every knife that's out there has a failure point. I don't care what it is, I don't care how much quality. If you push it hard enough and you exceed its abilities, the blade will either bend or snap, or, you know, whatever you're doing. All of them have a failure point. And the key is know what the knife can do and don't exceed that. Be wise about it. Okay, that's enough chatter for today. Thank you all for checking in. If you haven't checked out my Facebook page, the link is up on top of the banner of the YouTube channel. Drop by, and a lot of content there that you won't see on the YouTube channel. Thank you all for checking in. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.